What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's day is going well. So I figured I would start a stream and just show off a little bit of what I've been working on in Zone Builder. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm the greatest SRB2 mapper in history. In fact, I'm quite novice-like I consider myself, but I figured it would be fun to we'll sit back, chill, discuss some ideas. Glad to hear you're doing okay, SRB2 Luke. See, alright, over here I was working on Flame Rift, and I was trying to see why these rings kept disappearing. Every time I load in, I've got a feeling it's because they're spawning in the lava, but as far as I know, the rings shouldn't be disappearing when they're in the lava. Who knows? It's one of life's greatest mysteries. Let's see. Yeah, see, and now they're not there. It's weird. I've also been trying to get the timing of this platform. See, this little rising lava fall over here, it doubles as an obstacle from coming from this path over here, and also a way to platform and progress up into that area over there. But it doesn't do it right now because I adjusted the height and now it's too little. So instead I've got this temporary spring over here, but I think I honestly might just end up keeping that because I kind of like what it does. And it offers an alternative path over here. If you go to the right, you just go up and bada bing bada boom. What's up, mad boy? Let's see. Do you guys think it should be faster? That's the thing that I'm trying to decide. The lava falls pretty fast, but it rises pretty slow. Oh, let's take a look at that again. Yeah, you guys are going to get insight into just exactly how slow I am when it comes to level editing, and it's the only reason I'm so incredibly slow, besides not knowing like a lot of the tips and tricks with zone building, is simply because I spend way too much time just running around in these levels of Sonic. Oh shit. Let's see. I mean, it's not too bad this speed, I would say. I mean, obviously it does have to be higher, but I would expect lava to rise slowly and fall quickly. I feel like that makes sense. Alright, tell you what. I'm gonna raise the height just by a little bit. And then I also want to... Oh, wait, did my zone builder just crash? My computer is upset that I'm trying to run all these things at the same time. Oh, there we go. Okay, tell you what. So this is going to be a little higher now. And then I'm thinking I'll make this platform a little bit taller, just slightly. So that way when it falls down, the lava doesn't cover it. And then I also wanted to... This little secret area over here is just kind of boring. It's just a wall that you break down. Want to cover my computer with a lullaby? I feel like my computer would honestly... It would set it into a flight or fight response if I try to sing to it. That's kind of the common response that people have. Not exactly the greatest singer of all time. But who knows, maybe it makes for an effective weapon in a pinch, I guess. Dude, my zone builder does not like this. Come on. Okay. It freezes like this every time I save, so I'm just going to avoid saving for the time being. It's definitely not what you like to hear, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna work on Tempest Valley Act 2 a bit. There are a few areas that I wanted to go in and actually construct geometry for. The way I kind of do level design is I get the sort of set pieces, the feeling, the vibes that I'm trying to convey in place first, and I just sort of put an approximate location of like, this is where this platform is going to be, and you know, whatever. But the trade-off is when I start designing, the rooms feel a lot emptier than normal, so it's one of those things where it's gonna probably look really ugly before it looks actually good. Dude, okay, this is ridiculous. Let's see... Zone Builder, end task. I had to close Wallpaper Engine as well, just to try to get my CPU under control. See, I'm only using 70%. Oh, but my RAM is really high. Okay. So, over here in this section, I know this texture looks really bad, but the secret is now just like a little area, and there's like a little lava fall over here just for the 1-up. I want to do something like this for each of the secret areas instead of having it just be a room that's all one texture. I'm also going to change this because I've put extra whirlwind shields around, and I feel like this is one whirlwind too many. Let's see. Since these are both... Okay, hold on. Are there any super sneakers around here? I think the only other one that I've put in this area was actually down over there. So that one could actually be a super sneaker because over there is invincibility, and I don't want to put another invincibility here. Alright, look, I'll make this super sneakers, and let's see. You guys got any ideas of what to do with this little room here? I'm thinking I'll first make this grass. Okay, I'm also gonna make this a little taller, and you know what? Let's give it a slope. Just a small slope. No, I want a bigger slope than that. And then how about we put a torch flower on both sides over here. No, I don't like that. Why don't I like that? See, I can't just do like the whole like lava gap for each secret because that's so repetitive. No, instead I need something like... Okay, tell you what, let's just expand this a little bit. Oops. You know, so let's... Is this not aligned? Oh, no, okay. Okay, we're gonna expand that a little bit. We're gonna give this a line over here, and then this will slope down into this. A little window... Hold on. A little window to a pool of lava. I guess what I could do is actually make this area over here. Make this a lava area, maybe. And get that texture. This doesn't really accomplish much in terms of gameplay, but I mean visually it could look cool. Yeah, no, maybe not. Okay, here, let's try this. I'm gonna take these and give it 700 over here, and then we'll do floor. And then, in order to get these, it's just a little slope down there. And what this does is, since you see a slope and you're inclined to spin through it, you also have to realize that there's an egg bin monitor behind here, so you gotta be a little careful when getting those. It's simple, but I think it's an effective challenge. I keep forgetting I should not be clicking save. Each time I click save, Zone Builder just stops responding for like a good 5 minutes. Mechanical crap? Ooh. That's a good idea, actually, because yeah, it is right next to the button structure there. Yeah, I could put like pipes. Yeah, I agree, actually. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, this is... Why? Okay, whatever. Mechanical crap. Pipes are usually my go-to with that kind of stuff. Let's see what a few pipes would look like, and then we'll build off from there. I'm just gonna borrow you real fast. I know it's not the right orientation, but go, and we're gonna remove the mid-texture skew. Oh, this is into the minus world. What does that mean? Like the Mario minus world? Mario 1 kind of glitches. You know what I could do? I could take this and put it in between each of these. Give it a little bit more reason to explore this little room. In fact, here, I've got a better idea. So they're going to be in the middle over here, and when the player comes in, there is... actually no, I hate that. I hate that a lot, actually. Yeah, no, I'm moving these off to the side over here. I will keep... On second thought, I don't like how that is either. But I will keep the Eggman over here and the Super Sneakers over here. And just for fun, I will put the torch flower here. And let me duplicate that and put it over here. So now if you want to get the super rings, you have to do it through in between those pipes. And then over here, I mean, you could try to get the Eggman if you want, I guess. But this works. It's like... I could do a little bit more here, though. Let's see. I don't know. I'll think about it. God damn it. Is there a way to get rid of the save button here? I keep accidentally... It's like force of habit at this point. It's because my RAM's being used quite a bit with this stream. Whatever. So, one thing that I have given a lot of thought into are these torch block things. I've kept them here, and they're of various heights throughout the level. I think over here, some of them are taller. Yeah. They have been remnants of this level since the very beginning, when Mystic created this zone, I believe. And, I mean, they're cool, but also, like, they feel a little out of place. I like the concepts of torches, but I hate the texture. However, the texture that I have been using for like the walls and stuff like that in the factory, which are the green bricks, they don't really look that good either. So I've just been keeping it as like this stone. You guys think it's too out of place? Torch tree. You mean put a torch tree on top of this, or get rid of the sector and just put a torch tree? Let's see. And by torch tree, I'm assuming you mean the torch flower. Turn off the stretched view for 3D. Where would that be? Is it appearance, maybe? Stretched view. Oh, stretched view right there. What does stretched view even do? Not gonna lie, I do not. I do not realize any difference. Okay, let's get rid of that. So just torch flowers. See, because this has been here for so long, it feels empty to just have a torch flower. But I don't think there's any fixing that, unless I put this bone texture thing I've been using. Which I could make like a little... and then just smooth out the slope. Oh. Having a torch tree instead of just a torch flower would honestly be awesome. You know, I don't actually hate this. I don't hate this. It's actually... I mean, it's not centered, but... Okay, hold on. No, I don't hate this. This actually doesn't look too bad. Let me see what it looks like in game. Hold on. Actually, with the little platform under it, it's pretty nice, I would say. It's not much, but it gives this area something that it's missing, which is an object with a torch. Yeah, okay, I have no complaints. I'm cool with doing it like that. Alright. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, like, since I'm pretty much completely self-taught, I mean, self-taught is a little generous. I mean, obviously I use the wiki for a lot of zone builder tips and stuff, but everything that's not on the SRB2 wiki, I had to learn myself. So a lot of my settings and all that are probably so different than what you guys usually use. Okay, wait, so now I'm curious. Oh, that's just a fern. That's not a torch. Should I do this for each of the flame torches? Honestly, it kind of feels like overkill. Oh, eventually. Oh my god. So, eventually I want Amy to be able to break the bones in this level. I mean, she has a giant hammer. She should be able to break the bones. But here is the problem with bone breaking. And as soon as the zone builder stops freaking out, I'll show you. I might be able to just... Okay, whatever. Yeah. Archaeologists hate her. Okay. So Amy could actually, I never said it, but Amy could break this one over here. And apparently she could also walk through it for some reason. we're just gonna ignore that. But when you break it, the spring doesn't fall. And I was like, okay, well, that's just because the springs don't, they ignore gravity. So I was like, oh, because I accidentally turned on no clip, that's why. There we go. So I was like, okay, yeah, so the spring's not going to fall, so that's not going to work. But then I remembered that these springs have gravity. So as long as the ignore gravity flag is not checked, this should theoretically fall when Amy breaks it. I feel like that's a pretty normal assumption. However, if I've learned anything, this game just isn't normal. So I'm pretty sure last time I tested this, it just stays there. But let's try to figure that out again. Yep. So even though it was set to not ignore gravity, it still does. Which is why I haven't really done much with the bone breaking. Because other than hiding springs within the bones, I cannot think of any other meaningful gameplay contributions something like that would cause. On top of that, I would have to remake all of these as bustable FOFs, which is like, I could do it, but also like, I'm one lazy dude. I don't want to do that. However, I think the concept of her breaking bones is so cool. It's tough to say. If I could figure out this over here, then I'd be more inclined to make all the bones in this level breakable, or at least most of the bones. Oh, thank you, SRB2 Luke, or I guess SRB Luke. No 2 for you. I appreciate it. I'm just trying my best, and you know, one thing that I really like about a project like this is different from base vanilla SRB2. It's not private. All the work, all the contributions that people are putting in this project, anyone can see it, and it helps contribute to the final end result. And that's something that regular SRB2, in my opinion, is missing. For a game that, you know, touts itself as an open source game, the actual 2.3 update, 2.2, 2.1, all the updates have been private. I understand it. There is a sort of satisfaction of making these levels and wanting people to only see the end result. I get it. But sometimes, like, just getting more people on board and contributing to a project, you'll learn things that you wouldn't have before. You'll meet people, you learn how to work in a team. It's definitely a fun hobby, and I appreciate working with all y'all in this. Anyway, let me change that back to a red spring. Okay, I'm probably just gonna leave this for later. I want to go back to Tempest Valley. Yeah, for as troubled as the SRB2 history involving Mystic has been, you know, we cannot undersell the impact this game has had on a lot of people. I mean, this is the whole reason why I'm interested in game design in general is because of SRB2. And it's the main motivator for learning things like Unity and all that. Alright, so Tempest Valley. All y'all having so much trouble on this ramp over here. I don't understand, you guys. Maybe it's because I've designed the level and I've played it so many times. But this ramp's not that hard. But I am making some changes to try to make it a little bit easier. So the biggest problem I have with the ramp at the moment isn't actually the fact that you have to be going near perfect speed. It's the transition between path B, is what I'm calling the path that this ramp is on, and path A, which is supposed to be the harder but sort of quicker path. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. Come on. And we'll do 16. Oh yeah, see this over here? So the skybox, for some reason, it's glitched. So typically with these skyboxes, where is it? This is the temple skybox over here. And the viewpoint, for those who don't do level design, in order to accomplish the effect of the skybox moving with the player, it needs to have a skybox viewpoint in a position, and then the other, I think the other one is over here, yeah. And this is the center point. This is sort of like a anchor that, I'm trying to think the best way to explain it. It essentially, the player moves around this point and it corresponds proportionally to the scale of the skybox you set in the main config file using this point over here. But when you get out of this sector over here, the skybox starts freaking out. So originally I had, yeah, center points, they're annoying. For this map, it was a ton of me just like looking over here and says, okay, let me test this, let me see how it looks in the level, and then I'm like, okay, it needs to be moved up like just by 1 unit. And then I spent just like an hour testing how the skybox looks and how it plays in the level to try to get it as precise as possible. One thing that I'm hesitant, or I was hesitant on, was moving the geometry, because then I'd have to move the skybox stuff around again. But I moved the, or well, my idea right now is I move the starting area to the left, so that way instead of approaching this ramp from this angle over here, you approach it from this one, and that way I could take this path over here and actually make this the first path the player sees. And what this accomplishes is the player will have to make the conscious choice to take this path, which is harder, but more rewarding, because you're going to go and blast through the temple, you're going to get a lot of bonuses, and you're going to fight a mini-boss, or whatever we're calling it at this point. Both paths, I want them to be obviously both exciting, but I'm trying to like set a very unique vibe for both paths, so it's a little different each time you play the level. And then this path has just bothered me all this time, because so for this part over here, you would actually go in and loop around this entire section, and then you'd come back out and you would see the temple in the background. And I thought that set piece was cool, but the consequence is that this adds like an entire like 20 to 30 seconds to your gameplay, when you could actually skip that entire thing by bouncing on this big lantern over here, which is not that hard to pull off, but you skip this entire part. So what I'm gonna do is my cat just closed the door. What I'm gonna do is I am going to flip this and incorporate this as I'm gonna call this the loser path. It's not actually the loser path, but it's gonna be the easiest path of them all, and it's just gonna be it's gonna incorporate back into hopefully path B. I don't think it's gonna be possible to do that, but that's gonna be what I'm gonna try to do. Oh, this little set piece over here, I showed it off a long time ago in the server. It's actually, I have been wanting a way to incorporate this into the actual level for the longest time, and it just sucks. Like, I just hate it. I hate this room, but I don't know, like, there's like a little, like, let me show you what I mean. I think this is in the build that's in the Git anyway. Neo, if you want to go out, why did you close the door? My cat is so silly. So originally, oh, the texture's all weird, but originally you would destroy each one, and it's not working. Oh man. It probably broke. I haven't touched this area in a while, but each enemy that you were supposed to kill would then break the wall over here, and then you'd go to the next room, and then there was 2 enemies instead of just 1, and then the other one has 3 enemies. But I was going to put an Armageddon shield right before this, so you could just blow them all up. But since it was contingent on finding the Armageddon shield, it wasn't fun. It just took the flow out of the level entirely. So, you know what? Yeah, I hate this. Let's get rid of it. I don't want it anymore. Bye-bye. So, this area over here is what I'm gonna be working on a little bit. This, like, winding path down. Because I have been neglecting the middle of the level. I put a lot of effort in the beginning and the end. It obviously wasn't all me. KV is the one that made this ending area, and he also made a bridge that is better than the one that's over here. It was built in binary, and I haven't felt like converting it into UDMF. But I would like to do that one day. Come on. I swear to God, I will end up chopping off my hand if I keep clicking this save button. I need to stop that. Okay, while this is loading, let my cat out. Alright. One day this will load. Oh, yeah, it's not going to do it because I have SRP2 open. Oh, that's probably why it's freaking out. Come on. Alright, I'm going to give it like 30 more seconds, and if it doesn't do anything, I'll just end the task. And you know what? Let me quit Battle.net as well. Just free up some CPU. Steam, go away. Nobody wants you here, Steam. Plex. I'll keep Plex open. Okay. Get out of here, Zone Builder. Too slow. I doubt it saved it, though. I mean, I didn't really do much. Okay, whatever. Let me just delete this again. Okay. This part looks a little ugly at the moment. I was just playing around with some ideas, but what I've kind of settled on is that this slime is going to be coming out of a overpass sort of mountain area over here. I actually wanted to shrink this. Let me do this. Actually, before I do that, let's also fix my little mess over here. Yeah. Okay. And then, honestly, I think I could take... Oh no. Yeah, okay, let's do all of that. All in one. Yeah, honestly, for the geometry that KV did at the end over here, and this ramp area is what Otheus did, this shit goes hard. All I did was retexture this area over here to match Tempest Valley Act 2. And I feel like it fits quite well. So far the response has been pretty positive. I'm very happy to see that. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's go. Let's get rid of you guys. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to shrink it a little bit. No, not too much. Yeah, that's better. Alright, so slime coming out of here. So what we need to do is make a sector over here, and then this will match the height of this one, 648. 648. Oh, I also need to... Hold on. I wrote a little to-do list here. Alright, clean up, flame rift. I already did that a little bit. I'm not done with it, but turn off all the skybox stuff. So, with the skybox, since it freaks out when you go out of this sector, what I'm actually doing is when you enter the temple, I turn off the skybox, and when you go back outside, it turns back on. So it's supposed to be seamless. I was actually gonna have another skybox, a second skybox in the level, and have it switch to the second one when you get to this section over here, but it wasn't working for some reason, and I couldn't figure it out. I still want to do that, but it's like not that high in the priority list. I also wanted to show off a little bit of Starlight Palace, if you guys are interested in seeing that. It's still very, very early in development. Okay. This one could be 648 as well. And actually, I think I could just use the same tag, 67,000. It's a very strange number. Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely show off. You guys get the exclusive look within the empty corridors of Starlight Palace right now. Okay, I'm just gonna retexture this because I don't like seeing missing textures. So yeah, I guess I could just give this the same tag. I don't see any reason not to. And you know what? Screw this little sector as well. I don't need that. Get out of here. Okay, let's grow this. Ooh, it would be nice to hide a little secret or something in here. Actually, there is one emblem that I need to move. This one over here, the Lost emblem. All the emblems in this, all the emblem hints in this level are haikus, except the Lost emblem. And well, I don't know. I was just fucking around with the Lost stuff, but I would actually like a more permanent spot for this emblem, and I think this would actually make quite a good spot. All right, let's make a little FOF for us over here, 100, and then 25, and then this is 1288. Okay, so 1288. Let me just go down a little bit, just make it a little darker. And then, what tag was this again? 25. Okay, so add 25 on top of this. Okay. Just texture this. Actually, I could probably afford to make this taller. So that way it matches this one over here. Am I able to... Oh yeah, these are also the same sector. Okay. For how long have I been mapping in SRB2? I started mapping in 2010. I was 10 years old. And I had no idea what I was doing when I first started mapping. I had played SRB2. I started playing when I was like 4. And the only reason I started playing it is because my dad got it for me to try to distract me while he would work from home. And he just searched up like free games online, and SRB2 just happened to come up. And this was actually my first Sonic game, my first exposure to the character. and I was so enthralled with the concept of designing your own levels that I wanted to try it. And at that time, I was already pretty computer literate, since I had essentially grown up with Windows 2000 and the XP and all that. So I got Doom Builder, and I made some of the most atrocious designs I've ever seen. But I was working on a level pack for like the longest time. I had released it in the 2.0 era. It was called The Makes, and I came up with that name in like 2010. Don't ask me what it means. I literally have no idea. I was working on that level pack up until I decided to join up with Mystic Realm. I was always lurking. I actually remember the day that Mystic was banned. I called it Magna Cartaing him. If you guys know, the Magna Carta is essentially forcing the king to sign away his position of authority because he just sucked. But that's essentially what the SRB2 community did. He made a mistake and everyone jumped on that opportunity to get him out of here, which I don't blame them. 25. So yeah, I would say, since it's, what, 2024 now? 14 years I've been mapping. Okay, so this is looking good, but it needs some slopes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm also going to collapse this sector over here, collapse this one, and then I never finished my level pack. It's still... One day I'll finish it. One day. I've been working in it since 2010, so I refuse to not finish it. But it's going to be on pause for quite a while. I mean, it's no stranger to hiatuses. I'm just having so much fun with Mystic Realm that I don't want to go anywhere near my old stuff at the moment. Alright, we are going to go in and change this so all the tags are different when I paste. And then we're going to need 2 of these. 26 and 43. There's 25 becomes 26, and then this 25 becomes 43. And... okay, I didn't click save that time, so I don't know why it's freezing. Oh, you know what? It's because of my autosave, isn't it? Yep. Okay, well, I don't feel like turning that off, so I guess I'll just have to deal with that. Alright. So now I can go in and lower these. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'll just do it one at a time then. Yeah, so back when I played the most in 2.0, and in 2.0, Mystic Realm was my favorite level pack, but I also did have a soft spot for Tortured Planet. Tortured Planet has received a little bit of harsh criticism, I would say, but honestly, like, I see the vision behind it, and I appreciate the work that what's his name? Fawful Fan? I always forget his name. I appreciate the work that he put into Tortured Planet. If I were to give it any type of criticism, it would probably be that he doesn't need to use literally every single gimmick under the sun in his level pack. But I have not played Cyberdyne, but I hear good things about it. I've played Ultius forced me to play Panic, and that was an experience, I would say. Nice. That's true. The checkpoint problem. I do appreciate that the Tortured Planet is like difficult. You got eviscerated by an enraged legendary kamikaze. I do not know how to respond to that. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what that means. Dude, what the hell? Why is it doing that? I have not played Chaos Domain. Do you recommend it? Oh, it's because that's selected. Oh. There we go. Oh. One thing. So, on the demo version of the last Ultimate Zone Builder, when I would select everything with Shift, it would select all the textures of connected sectors. So if I want to select all that, I would hold Shift and click it. And then if I wanted to deselect everything, if I've selected a bunch of things and I just want to deselect it, I would just hold Shift again and then just click on the thing. But now, with the stable version, it only deselects the thing that you were, like all of the thing that you deselected. It's not... So, if I've selected a ton of things, I can't just go in and deselect everything at once. At least, I don't think I can. If there's a deselect key, please let me know. That would save me. Save me a lot of trouble. Chaos Domain. Well, okay. So, level packs that I remember was... I think it was Arch Pack. That one had a very fun match map. It was... Oh, CTF map. It was a bridge, I think. He had made it originally in 109.4, and then it was ported to 2.0. Arch Pack was fun. I enjoyed that. Acid Missile was one that was really popular back in the day. I never played Eggman Wave 5, but I hear a lot of people like that. I've seen playthroughs of Eggman Wave 5. SRB2 Riders was popular when it came out. That became the basis of Kart, because it had a Mario Kart mode. Of my working in Mystic Realm, what's been my favorite zone overall? That is tough to say, because I like them for different reasons. I would say I'm a little biased, and Sunken Plant Zone 2 is kind of my baby. That's the one that I started working on initially. But besides that one... Tempest Valley is a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see what Otheus and I think it was Seaballer, what they're doing on their end. I am maybe I'm in the minority, but I really do like the proof of concept that they have in the build right now. It is a little big, but SRB2, like, it doesn't have to be small. I think the thing is, these levels can be constructed differently now than normal SRB2 levels because we have the rebound dash, because we have better physics. We're no longer limited to having to have small area platforming. Like, we could actually go all out and make, like, big environments. I think a lot of the time, though, what makes a lot of levels fun are actually decoration objects, and I find that people don't really do decoration objects much. We have this over here that I think it was Kana who did it, and these are pretty cool, but I would love to have like more like I was thinking Sunken Plant could have broken badniks that just are sort of floating around and they like get pushed away when you walk past them, or you know, just like things that kind of make it feel more lived in. Objects could really go the extra mile with making these levels feel like they're actually lived in. Okay. I like this little area. It's turning out nice. Let me make this bigger. Or, I guess, lower. That's what I meant. And then what I'll put over here is... I think that would be great. You know, the Nightmare Crawl, that is really funny, because everyone was talking about, oh, we need to have a crawler in each zone. We need to have a crawler in each zone. And I'm like, okay, sure. I don't necessarily agree with that, but if that's the vision behind, each of these zones, I don't mind it. So I went to you, Matt, and I was like, okay, look, if they want a crawler in each zone, sure, we could do that, and I've got a good idea of how we can make it work. So then you come up with something that is really cool. It looks cool, and then everyone's like, why do we need a crawler in every zone? There's just no winning in that scenario. But I do really like it, and I think if we could repurpose it as a scenery object, that would be awesome. I put this in the wrong area. We don't need crawlers in every zone. I understand it's like a nice little nod to Mystic Realm's origins, but we're not designing this level for nods, or this pack. We're designing it for fun. And if this is going to actually be a spiritual successor to SRB2, another thing I was actually going to bring up, this goes hand in hand. I was actually going to suggest removing mentions of Mystic. Obviously still call it Mystic Realm, but remove the wanted poster and things like that, because if we're going to be getting new people playing this game because of this level pack, let's just say it becomes popular. Let's just say that this becomes a popular level pack once it's finished, which it most certainly will be. The people who find out of SRB2 through Mystic Realm will see something like a Mystic Wanted poster and say, who's Mystic? And then they'll learn about the shitty past, that everything that, all the cringy shit that had to do with Mystic. Why are we drawing attention to that, I feel like it doesn't make sense to draw attention to that, especially since we are not defined by our past, We're moving on. we left Mystic behind. It's a joke. It's a funny joke. But we don't really need things like the Mystic slopes in the game. That was in the past. It was so many years ago. Alright, let's get rid of this. I will keep Lost here for the time being, and I'll also put an extra life. I will keep Lost here because I like it. I just think it's funny. I hate how square these buildings look. One thing I'm not good at is traditional Asian-inspired architecture. I will leave it to anyone else if they want to go in and decorate and all that stuff. I just want to get the gameplay. Yeah, if you would have to wipe his name from the credits, then I guess you could do that. That's a little overkill. I mean, people who find out about SRB2 aren't going to look in the game files, most likely. Most people who play SRB2, I don't think mod it. I mean, modding is a big aspect of the community, but I was mostly referring to things like in-game, like the wanted poster in Verdant Forest. Okay, I could get rid of this. 18 is the color map. Oh yeah, I'm also not using a global color map in this level. Instead, anything that is outside has the color map tag 18, and I feel like that's the best way to do it because indoor sections do not have a color map, and I do not want a color map in the indoor sections because I think it would look weird. But the consequences, each sector that's outside needs a tag of 18. A Sonic Wanted poster would be cool, or even make reference to any of the other custom community-made characters. I mean, I haven't really played. I think Silverhorn is one that I keep hearing about. I haven't tried Silverhorn. I actually don't really play much with custom characters. I think the one that I've played the most with is probably the Mario Brothers. I love the way their movement is. But yeah, having like a wanted poster for... There's that other character. I haven't asked about it. But I think it's Speaky? They have a house in Jade Coast 1. And there's like from what I can tell, there's like a whole currency system. But I don't know what any of that means. I clicked save again. A bread type? What the fuck does that mean? A bread type, like a bread type Pokemon? Would water-based Pokemons be its weakness? It's a bread. Let me see. I guess I could search it up while this is... Oh, never mind, I finished loading. Alright, what do you guys think of this over here? I kind of like it. It's a nice little secret, and it gives you an emblem. Bread Nick. Alright, let's see how this looks. Or how this plays in game. I would love to get some more custom textures for this level. I gotta update my Word document. I put out like a whole Word document, a wish list of objects and items that would be nice to have in this level. I'm using this wood texture from Verdant Forest because I think it looks nice. But oh shit, mindlessly jumping. Okay, so this area, I'm most likely going to end up removing a lot of these spikes here because I don't really like how it looks and I don't like how it plays. And I'm also not a fan. Originally, the fence was flush with the floor height, but I put it on this little edge here to make it harder to jump over, which kind of forces you to either rebound off of it if you're Sonic, or if you're Tails or Knuckles, you could choose to go over it or jumping. In fact, most of the characters could get over it normally. And let's see. I forgot what I had in this. That's an extra life. Anyway, yeah, having temple textures would be nice because I mean, I'm sure someone can make the architecture of the inside look good. Ever heard of a torch that is submerged in slime near the bridge at the beginning of the level? Is there a torch that's submerged? Probably. I have not started the cleanup process of this level, so I'm sure everything is everywhere. Okay, I like this a lot better, actually. I will have to fix this height stuff, but this is nice. Oh, and I need to fix the... This one has the waterfall. I need to fix both of those waterfalls. Eastern culture wood type designs or something. Freedom Planet. Is Freedom Planet good? I've heard good things about it. I know it started as a Sonic fan game, from what I know. Oh, so yeah, this is a big ass spring. I'm gonna make that a red spring and drink it. Interesting. I would love to try it out. Yeah, the Japanese wall textures. So, let's see. I was using this over here as just, I don't know, inspiration for what it could look like. And then we don't talk about this. This was a custom texture that I made because I was like, dude, how are these people like kind of making like amazing textures? And I'm not an artist by any means, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try making something. So I just made a bunch of shapes, and I was actually working on Flame Rift Act 2. Fix a mixing there. It's not a missing texture. It's a... So if you look in the editor, there's... the sectors are fine. But OpenGL SRB2 has some issues where sometimes random sectors just do not appear. And most of the time you could fix it by moving geometry around, but sometimes they're a little persistent. It occurs more frequently the bigger the level is. There's a good chance all the changes that I've already made fixed that already over here, but let's see. And yeah, I know this area looks really bad right now. It's because I really just have no idea how I want it to look specifically. Again, design isn't really my strong suit. I'm more for like... Yeah, see, it's... Haven't been able to fix this yet. I don't know why. It's not even its own sector. Like, it's this over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just hoping that it would... yeah. I'm kind of hoping that it would just fix itself automatically over time. Hopefully? Hopefully? I don't know. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. And then... Okay, torch that is submerged and slime near the bridge at the beginning of the level. I don't know. It might be in this little area over here. Bridge in there. I do not see it, but I could also just be blind. Yeah, I don't see it. It's probably... I probably already fixed that. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Man. You guys could tell my ADHD is showing because I'm constantly bouncing from topic to topic. So for the wall textures in the temple, I thought it would be cool if they were like... If they were references to other level packs in SRB2, like Tortured Planet or Acid Missile. Maybe just like Asian-inspired artwork of like some of the levels or like some of the iconic set pieces in those levels. Just, I don't know. That, in my opinion, we could just have fun with it. We could also theoretically use AI to generate it, but I feel like that kind of takes the soul out of it. Rainstorm keeps teaser map in the map selection, by the looks of it, it's coming. So Rainstorm Keep was the second level that I started working on in Mystic Realm, and it was actually, I had no intention of actually making a playable demo. I actually just wanted to do a I just wanted to make a proof of concept, really, but it kind of took a mind of its own, and before I knew it, it was like there was a playable demo. The problem with Rainstorm Keep is it's difficult. it is very difficult. Let me see. I haven't done too much with it. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of having bottomless pits in Rainstorm Keep, I'm gonna make it so if the player is close to the ground, the wind will either push Sonic back up, or it'll suck him down and teleport him to the last checkpoint, instead of making it so it's at death whenever you miss a jump. I'm also I've tuned down the wind a bit to try to make it a little bit more fair. But the biggest problem by far with Rainstorm Keep is that the entire beginning section goes hard, and then I have no idea how to capitalize on the rest of it. The reason I haven't worked on it is just simply because of the lack of ideas. I don't know where to take this level. It's a great concept in my opinion, but it's very hard to design for. All this stuff really is the same. I think the only thing that's different from the version that I have right now and the version that's in the Git is that this one has like that little platform in the beginning, and the beginning area is a little reworked. I was actually gonna, for each of these bedrooms, I was gonna give it to people on the Discord server, but I was only gonna do it if they could beat me in a 1v1 match on Meadow Match. I just never hosted the competition because I forgot about it, and also I just like, I don't know, I didn't care enough about it. I don't know if you guys have ever tried going this way. Eventually I was gonna have a bridge that connects both of these sides over here, and then you would be able to enter from this window over here. I haven't done it because, again, it's just a lack of ideas, really. I don't know how I want it to look. I can't just design something. Like, I need to know how I want it to look and feel before I commit to it. Otherwise, I'm just like, I'll like put a bunch of work in a set piece and then I decide I don't like it. And that's all that work is just gone. Okay. So Starlight Palace. Interesting, because it was a map that I was working on for the OLDC. I was actually going to make an OLDC map, and I was going to try to make the hardest level I could physically make. But after a while, I started realizing that this level has a lot of potential for Starlight Palace. And I retextured it, and I honestly really like how this is turning out. I'll show off. I've already showed off a little bit on the Discord server, but I'll show off more here. The whole concept of Starlight Palace is that, or at least my headcanon, is that within Aerial Garden, Sonic takes a nap at the Mystic Shrine. He takes a nap, and his dream is Starlight Palace. That's my headcanon. You guys figure out, whoever figured out the story will incorporate that however they will, but I'm making it very like dream inspired, so things aren't exactly coherent is the word that I would use. The aesthetic right now is awesome, but the biggest challenge I'm having with Starlight Palace is actually incorporating the anti-gravity. Yeah, he takes a nap, somehow ends up with the 7th Emerald. He's like, oh man, that was a great sleep. Wait, what's this in my pocket? And it's just a 7th Chaos Emerald. There aren't any, so one thing I have also been trying to decide is if I wanted enemies in this level or not. Currently, there's only one enemy in this entire demo. Yes, the Shrine for Inner Sanctum, and I also need to get an area for the, I think it was the Light Gem that someone mentioned? I don't know. So the whole concept of Starlight Palace right now is that you're sort of following a illuminated path of starlight. This texture is just temporary until someone makes a better texture for this. It definitely needs to be moving. I like the moving aspect of the texture. So yeah, the level is going to be that, yeah. Oh, awesome. Moving platforms, yeah. It's going to be completely different whether you're upside down or right side up. That's the sort of idea that I'm playing with at the moment. You can see things like scrolling walls. It just, I'm trying to make it feel like you're sleeping. you're in like a weird dream. It's not exactly a nightmare, but you know, it's not exactly like the most pleasant dream. It's just a little weird. And then this area I was working on. This is the area with the gift that you would think that there would be more flower-based enemies and like tree-based enemies. Hold on, I gotta open my door again because my cat keeps closing it. Okay. I was gonna pitch an idea of flowers that bloom when you run past them. Just things to try to make the environment more interactive. Stuff like that I think would be cool. So, this path over here, it's a rebound challenge. You gotta go up like that. This is a very, I would consider this a difficult jump. I mean, it looks easy, but it's hard to get the muscle memory right for that one. And then this part up here is my favorite part of the level so far, where you look down and the path, like the path that you're on, transforms into the wall. So you have to jump over here on this moving platform, and then you see this over here. And you have the choice. You could either go in this way, or most players would most likely, most players would most likely choose to, god damn it, do I turn off my thing? Okay. Would most likely choose to go around over here. God, I am so bad sometimes. Sometimes I'm like really good at this game, and other times I'm like asinine garbage. Anyway, most players would get this power up, and you go down over here. How could you movement this? This path right now, it's very rough around the edges. It's really only designed for Sonic at the moment. I would say movement would be possible once, you know, it's more realized. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was working on a sideways tree over here. Alright, we're just gonna go this way. Hit this upside down check mark. Yeah, there we go. Obviously this level's just so empty because it's just hallways at the moment connecting the different pieces of the level that I'm working on. Then you get to this area and I don't know. I really like the vibes of this entire area, but not as much as the vibes of this little room over here. I just like the lighting. I also really like the color map. Oh, here's something as well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having fun with the vision of this level. So, okay. I've seen some leaks for 2.3 and the mirror effect that they were able to achieve. And that mirror effect, I think, is a lot crazier than a lot of people realize, because with that mirror effect, what we could do is actually layer a small sector on top of floors and create fake reflections. So theoretically, if we had access to that mirror code or whatever, at least if it's the way that I'm understanding it's gonna look, you know, we could actually layer it on this over here and make it look like it's all glossy and reflective. Which, I don't know if it's gonna work like that. Who knows? Only the 2.3 devs do. Anyway, you hit this over here, and you could either choose to go out around that way, or there's gonna be like a giant slope that goes down from over here this way. And then, I believe... this section over here I lifted from the original level. It's very ugly at the moment, but I'm definitely gonna play around with a concept of a room of these escalators or conveyor belts, whatever. I think that would be fun. This is like that section in the original level is probably one of my favorite sections, and it's one of the most memorable sections. Whenever I think of Starlight Palace, I think of this room in the original level. When it, obviously it was a little different, very different, but I think you guys know exactly what room this is. And I wanted to reincorporate it because it was one of my favorite rooms, even though it was playing this level pack in online play back in the day was awful. The C lag, the control lag on levels like Silver Cavern, it was a run killer. Like, there was no way you could play Mystic Realm on laggy servers. I used to host quite a lot back in the day. Can't stand this room. Yeah, I think this might be one of the most controversial rooms. But I guarantee you, look, it's my personal challenge to make this room not the worst in the world. I think I could do it. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of tweaking, but as long as the flow is there. Yeah, okay, but hold on. Matt, you gotta admit that the conveyor room is better than the water room. I don't know anyone who goes left for the water room. I'd rather have the conveyor belt room than the water room in Starlight Palace. Yeah, it is. It is an infamous conveyor room. The way I also do level design is I'll like design pieces outside of the level, and then I'm like, okay, I've got something here. I will go in and remove this sector over here. You always want water? Dude. I'm sorry, man. Look, I won't judge for most things, but I'll judge a little bit for taking the water path. I'm kidding, but I'm not really. And anyway, I also have a bunch of other things that I wanted to show off real fast. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. I kind of accomplished like half of what I wanted to do in Tempest Valley. I'd rather move quick to get the air bubbles than miss a jump and die, because you probably just have way more patience than I do. I personally hate water levels, which is really funny because the first level I started was Sunken Plain. So I was working on some CTF maps, and I've got Metal Star Zone that I was pulling from. I think it was 1094 was the last time Metal Star has been here. It's because I was talking to Evertone, and he had mentioned that there was a level that he played in Unreal Tournament that was just really simple. It's like a very simple, chaotic capture the flag map. And he was telling me that there would, something like that for SRB2 would be kind of interesting, and I agreed. So I decided Metal Star would be the best candidate for sort of bringing something back, because Metal Star used to be one of my favorite CTF maps. It was simple, a little ugly, but fun. Actually, I think my favorite CTF map from the old days, I think it was called Isolated Canyon. I think that one was also hated by a lot of people. Anyway, this was what I was doing in Metal Star. It was still very rough around the edges at the moment, but eventually I will finish this. So that way we have more than just one CTF map. I actually wanted to bring back all of a lot of the maps that were more well known in older versions of SRB2, and include them all in Mystic Realm, but updated versions. And then I was also going to try to take Not a Thokfest zone and actually make a level out of that, but I don't think there's any saving Not a Thokfest zone. The only reason I was compelled to try to do anything with it is because Mystics was that made it. But I don't know, man, like there are some things that just weren't meant to be saved. Anyway, the last level that I am going to show off here is Flame Rifts, actually Vulcan Forge. Vulcan Forge I have been working on and off with. It hasn't changed too much since the last time I showed it off, but I have done like some retexturing and things like that. Dude, Matt, you're a great spreader. I don't know how you do it. Your style is very pleasant to look at. Yeah, no, this is the demo that I've been working on for Vulcan Forge. The entire level's concept is that it's going to be lava, lava rising, and you just need to run as fast as you can out of here. It's essentially, in the original Vulcan Forge, there was one room that had a rising lava section. And that room was infamous in 1094 because when the lava rose to past a point, it would get activated by the first player who ran past it. But then when the lava rises, it made it so people in multiplayer couldn't pass that room. So if that person ahead died, you guys were all soft-locked. So I'm pretty insane for taking the concept that ruined the entirety of Vulcan Forge in 194 and building a whole level around it. But honestly, like, I'm having fun. This is a fun level. It's fun because, or at least I find it fun, because you're constantly trying to outrun the rising lava, so you just gotta be fast. You don't have time to slow down and explore, because if you are too slow, you're gonna get fried. Also, I like that room with the springs. Sort of like... Oh, also, this is the original Vulcan Forge as well. I just took the layout, the first few rooms, and I retextured it. It's really ugly at the moment, but I think it's gonna look cool once it's properly reincorporated. You could see all the FOFs from this room are missing. Anyway, eventually you would the level will be like one long stretch that you have to run down, and if you aren't careful, you hit these red springs and they send you back. And once you leave, you get to a place that looks a little familiar. And this is what the Vulcan Forge demo is at the moment. Ignore those red and blue blocks. I was experimenting on them. I was like, oh, it would be cool to have like Super Mario 3D Land or World gimmicks where each time you jump, it changes whatever block is active. But ultimately, it was too hard to incorporate and didn't really make sense for Vulcan Forge. Then I was going to do Starlight Palace with that, but then I got the other idea, and yeah. Anyway, the level ends over here. And that's pretty much Vulcan Forge. So, it was when Mystic Realm first came out, the Emerald stage was called Vulcan Forge. Vulcan Forge Zone, actually. And the reason it was changed in 2.0 was because the acronym for Vulcan Forge Zone was VFZ, which is Verdant Forest Zone. So it became very confusing. So then Mystic decided to change the name from Vulcan Forge to Blazing Forge. Also, this sector thing over here, where you stand and it actually raises the pot of lava. Shit is fun. Yeah, so Blazing Forge was the name to try to reduce the acronym usage. But we actually decided that we would rename it to Vulcan Forge again because we dropped the zone acronyms, or the zone word, from each of the Emerald stages. So instead of it being Vulcan Forge Zone, it's just Vulcan Forge. And likewise, it's like that for all the Emerald stages. Rainstorm Keep is just Rainstorm Keep. Labyrinth of Woods, yeah. There's no zone in any of the Emerald stages, because it's technically not a zone, it's a zone act. And once that happened, we decided to revert it back to Vulcan Forge, because Vulcan is a cooler name than Blazing. And I will die on that hill. Vulcan Forge sounds better than Blazing Forge, in my opinion. And yeah, that is pretty much it. It's not everything I've been working on, but these are the things that is more, I guess, further. Vulcan is such a cool word. I don't know, it's got like a powerful punch to it. Like, imagine saying that, oh, I just need to traverse the Vulcan Forge for a second. Like, that goes hard, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say, I will soon have a new version, or I guess, like, some changes coming to Sunken Planet Zone 2. Mostly, I've been working on the second... Thank you, Srb2 Luke. Yeah, if you guys, if this was fun or entertaining, then I will do this again one day. This is gonna be the second path over here. Yeah, the eruption, you know, it was a cool idea, but ultimately it just became more trouble than it was worth to keep it. Maybe one day it'll be reintroduced when it's more stable, but for now we don't need it because the gimmick isn't even complete. This path is the one that I'm working on at the moment. If any of you guys remember, there was a GIF that I showed off a while ago where you break an item box and then it spawns a jump scare deaden. Is it deaden or deten? I don't know. This is going to be reincorporated over here, and then there's going to be... You go up over here. This is going to be specifically for Sonic, and eventually you're going to go into this room over here. This is going to be filled with water, and there's going to be a current pulling you down into this over here. There's going to be an emblem right above this over here because it's going to be a kind of a tough task to try to get the emblem when you're constantly fighting the current. And this area is going to hopefully lead down over into this and converge into the main path. Unfortunately, that means that this area needed to be reworked because originally that path was going to converge onto this path over here. But I think it fits more over here. Once I finish that, the only other thing that needs to be done with the level is Evertone wanted to make a section over here. Breck jump scare. I would be scared shitless if I broke an item box and it summoned up Brack Eggman. Ain't no way. Yeah, so once Evertone, he wanted to try to make a section that goes from here all the way over here. And... Oh, okay, I'm gonna end the stream with this over here. I want to show you guys something weird. You guys may have seen this already, but... For some reason... Guys, start making the Brack laugh in chat. Oh, the textures on the bottom. Yeah, I just put the Brack Eggman texture from just like, I don't know what to put here. Okay, So, at the end of this level right now, I was gonna have a button puzzle. Some kind of like weird like extra thing. But for some reason, whenever I walk over here, did you see that? An earthquake happens. It only happens once. It does not happen again. And oops. I think it only occurs if I stand on the platform. Let's see. Yeah, see? You see that? Earthquake happens. I don't know why. It has been driving me absolutely insane. There is no earthquake. There is absolutely no earthquake actions in this entire level. Look, find. What? There is? I swear this wasn't here. I'm not that crazy. Why is... Wait. Oh, right, because this is this. Okay, there is one earthquake section, but... It's Eggman burping. This is attached to this set piece over here. So, it should not be activating in this section. On top of that, there's also no... There's no trigger tag. There's nothing that should be triggering in this section over here. I have no idea what's causing that. It's one of life's greatest mysteries. Alright, guys. Well, that was fun. I appreciate you guys joining me for this stream where literally only one thing was built. But I had fun. I had fun just vibing and speaking and stuff. And if you guys ever want me to do this again, I will. It was fun, man. Hopefully that was a little bit of insight as to how my creative process works with these levels. I'm looking forward to seeing all the crazy stuff that occurs once we finish this level pack. I've got a feeling that it's going to just... It's just going to be great. Yes, okay. That's the gravity thing. I forgot I included that in... So, this gravity thing was going to be... the headbang tree. I'm actually now working on Tempest Valley Zone 1. That's Otheus. That's all Otheus and Seaballer, I think. So, I'm not doing anything in Tempest Valley Zone 1 until they release the demo. I'm not sure what the progress is on it. So, there's a secret with the reverse gravity over here. You get this. I know there's a platform in the garage there. But yeah, you go over here and there was going to be an emblem there. But let's go back to graph flip. The problem is that with the secret, it's essentially once you fall in there, it's just 12 seconds of you doing nothing. So I was like, okay, well I could just reverse the gravity myself with the line def. But as it turns out, the reverse gravity that happens when you activate a sector or with the monitor, they're different. They're actually different forms of reverse gravity. It's so weird. So I can't actually disable the reverse gravity when I go into that secret over there. I have to wait the 12 seconds. So I'm probably honestly just going to end up removing all types of reverse gravity and instead have a different way to get up there. But for now, I apologize about the soft lock. I totally meant to remove this platform and I just never did because I forgot about it. Again, another another indicator of my ADHD distracted mind. Here, let me get rid of it right now. Bye. Essentially. Here's the fun fact, Craig. It's actually the 109.4 crawlers. The 2.0 ones, it was redesigned for like... I think the 2.0 ones is the final sprites that's ever been made for the commander. But these broken crawlers are based off the 109.4 crawler commanders. which I think is a really nice callback. I don't think I can see it here, can I? Yeah, 2.0 is the one in President. I didn't think that they ever made yeah, that's the 1094 crawler commander right there. I still think it's a very strange choice, though, to pick the crawler commander and the 1094 one. But, I mean, I get it, because it's, like, it's a reference to the past, so... Request for Starlight Palace? What is it? Yeah, agreed. It does need more sprites. Please keep the final demo for Crawler. What a strange and specific request, but also, like, I'm totally fine with that. I'll do it. I mean, I can't promise that it'll make it in the final product, but I will put it there, and I'll, you know, if someone removes it, I mean, they're gonna remove it, but maybe I'll just, like, hide it in, like, a corner or something, and no one will ever find it. Alright. That's it from me, guys. I'll see y'all later, and again, thank you for stopping by, and we'll definitely do this again one day. Alright, guys. See you on the flip side.